welcome to my channel. My name is Anya and in today's video I want to play around with some new makeup for the new year. Happy New Year! This is my first time filming since October. The end of the year was a rough one for me. I'm not going to go into it too much, but one of those things that brought me joy was getting a package that I ordered for Black Friday from Terra Moons Cosmetics and from Cosmetics, and I want to play around with some new makeup for me. None of the items are new, I believe. I think they're all out on the market or have been on the market for a bit. I purchased them in November and they have recently got to me. I've not put them on my face yet and I am so excited. I kind of made a decision last year for Black Friday that I was going to order from 3 independent brands. I chose Divina Cosmetics, Terra Moons and Cosmetics, and the colours that I've been drawn to a lot have been purples recently. I ordered a lot of purple eyeshadow from both of the brands. And the main one I'm going to be using today is from Terra Moons and it's called Reign of Terror. So I have it here. Reign of Terror is the top left shade, and then I have Zero Gravity next to it, which looks white. I'm unsure if it's going to catch on camera, but it has a very intense purple shift and it's completely translucent and it just looks vibrantly purple. And then next to it I have the Cosmos, and then I have some other shades to kind of complete the look. The round pans are Colourpop, these 2 square ones are BH Cosmetics. When I decided to order from Terra Moons, Reign of Terror was the first eyeshadow on my wish list, the first thing into my cart, and one of the first shadows that I swatched, and it's gorgeous. And then some of the other things I'm going to be using are 2 products from Cosmetics. I have the Serum blush in Venetian Rose, which I am a little bit nervous about. I'm worried that it's going to be a little bit of a darker pink than what I'm aiming for, but I have been wanting to try these blushes for years, literally for years. And then I also picked up the So Soft Multi-Faceplay in the shade Terra, which I think is going to be able to work as a bit of like a contour bronzer colour for me. But I know this is very pigmented, so I'm going to be very careful. I think without further ado, I'm just going to get in and we can start on the eyes. So my eye is primed and set. I'm going to dip into this very, very light purple. This is Tutu Mango from Colourpop. And I'm just going to pop that into the crease. Probably also do my lower lash line with it as a bit of a transition and a guide to how I want the shape of my eyeshadow to look. Now, just looking at Reign of Terror in the pan, you're not going to get like the full story of it. It looks like a really pretty shiny purple, but it has a very vibrant, like a periwinkle blue base that shows up only when swatched. So I'm going to take a little bit of Piece of Cake, also from Colourpop. Unsure if this is available, but it's like a periwinkle purpley blue, and I'm gonna pat that essentially over where I just put the light purple and bringing it a little bit further in on the outer part of my lid. So I'm gonna cover like the outer third of my lid, bringing it into the crease. This shadow can be a little bit finicky and tricky to work with because it kind of blends sheer and doesn't really want to layer very well. So I'm gonna have to probably build a couple of layers, but I'm gonna go in with a very stiff brush and try and place and pack the shadow on, versus what I used for the purple shade, which is just blending it in. I'm going to use this to blend afterwards. I'm then going to take the same brush again and just blend the edge so that it goes kind of seamless. I'm not going to blend the colour into the lid. That edge can kind of be there, but I need the crease to be a little bit blended. And I'm going to go back and forth, placing more of the blue and blending because it does want to blend away, and I want it to be noticeable but not hard. Both of my eyes are now somewhat even. They're probably not going to be completely even because I can never do that. I'm going to grab Reign of Terror, which so beautiful, so beautiful. I'm going to apply it with my finger, and I'm just applying that all the way from the inner corner and a little bit kind of into the crease, and then not all the way out, but almost. That may or may not be my favourite purple eyeshadow ever. I think it's gonna have some competition because I've bought several purples, both from Terra Moons, but also I think like 1 or 2 from Divina. But oh my, that is beautiful. Also, something I forgot to mention before I started putting makeup on is I broke my camera in December, or I broke the lens of my camera, so I can't film on that. And a new camera is expensive, and my phone has also been broken for about a year, so I ended up buying a new phone, put priority on that first over the camera, because I know that the cameras on phones are now really, really good. So I'm hoping this video is going to be okay, because it is filmed on my new phone, which is the iPhone 13 Pro. The test shots I've taken, they look pretty good. I'm hoping the end result is going to be good as well. If you have any comments and tips and stuff on how to make it good, both video quality but also audio quality, I'm all ears, because this is all new to me. I've filmed with the same camera for 6 years, maybe 7. I cannot stop looking. I have a mirror right behind the phone so I can look at myself and do my makeup, and I cannot stop looking at that purple. It makes me want to go to the fabric store, buy fabric in this kind of purple and blue and make a dress and just like live in that dress forever. So I am pretty happy with like the depth and everything. I think it ends up looking very seamless in that kind of transition. I am going to bring the periwinkle blue onto my lower lash line, and I will probably also bring a little bit of Reign of Terror there. I have not decided yet. When it comes to depth for like the eyelid and stuff, I don't want to go much deeper. Before filming, I set up this little 8-pan palette here which has 9 eyeshadows in it. When I made the palette that I'm using, I did a lot of swatching because I don't have a whole lot of purples and blues, and I wanted to find some that were gonna look good with this one because it has that very strong blue base. For a bit of depth and darkness, I have my blue and my purple. Both are Colourpop. I have Backstage, which is the bright kind of deep ocean blue, and then I have Try Me, which is vibrantly matte purple. Both of them together are going to end up looking like this kind of blue purple periwinkle color but deeper. I tested that and I think I'm going to do that as a little bit of a liner and just mostly on the outer corner. But I'm going to first take Piece of Cake on the lower lash line, kind of do the same technique that I did on the outer corner where I take that flat brush and pack the color on first, and then take the fluffy blush, blend that, and then go back and forth because it does blend away to nothing and it takes a little bit of work to get to the kind of color that I have on the top lid. I think that is about as close as I'm going to get the lower lash line. I do want to put a little bit of Reign of Terror down there as well, and then I'm going to apply that to the lower lash line. I think very similar to how I've done it on the top lid, but I'm going to leave a little bit more on the inner corner kind of bare. I do want to put Zero Gravity on the inner corner, which is the one that looks white in the pan and has a very strong purple shift, and I want to have a little bit of that on the lower lash line as well. So I'm going to leave the inner portion of my lower lash line bare, and I'm going to just gently place Reign of Terror pretty much all over my lower lash line. Then I'm going to take the brush and just sweep along the bottom edge just to blend everything. I have gone a bit back and forth in my tiny little like 2-minute break here whether I want to use the Cosmos or not on the inner corner, because I originally was going to do this on the inner corner, but I kind of don't want to. I think I'm going to do Zero Gravity like I said. I'm unsure how to best get this to show up though, so that might take a little bit of trial and error. But I have several different brushes. I'm going to just start with the one I usually use when I do inner corner highlighting and small detailing work, which is just a brush I have no idea where I got, but it's tiny. It's very small and it fits kind of perfectly in my inner corner area. I like it. I'm not sure how well the camera picks it up because purples are kind of difficult to get to pick up on camera. That's made my entire inner corner area very purple, and I do tend to take it kind of further down in here. I was gonna put Zero Gravity on my brow bone as well, but I kind of like it being the way it is, and we're gonna go into deepening up the outer corner a little bit. I'm just grabbing an angle brush. I'm gonna start with Backstage, which is the blue, and I'm just dipping it straight in and tapping off the excess, and then I'm gonna essentially do like a little bit of a winged liner, but only in the outer corner, and then just taking the brush and flicking it up towards the crease, and then same brush, and I'm going to go into Try Me, which is the matte purple, and I'm going to go on top of the blue I just placed, and I'm essentially creating a V along the outer part of the eyeshadow and blending the shadow inwards into the rest of the eyeshadow like that. Unsure if that difference is going to catch up on camera, but I'm essentially just darkening the outer corner of the look a little bit. Then I'm also going to take a mixture of both, so I'm just dipping back and forth into the palette and do just kind of like one width of that brush on and just stamp that along the lower lash line, just on the outer corner, and meeting that lower corner up with what I have done on the top lid. And because I don't want this to be a very harsh line, I want it to be kind of defined but not like a eyeliner, I'm gonna just take the same brush I've been blending with and just very gently hit the outer parts. So I've selected an eye pencil for my waterline along with the mascara. I have the NYX Slide On Extreme Shine eyeliner. It has a ridiculously long name, so it's just the Slide On eyeliner in Pretty Violet, which is purple. That is the closest I have to what is on my eyes. And then my mascara is Tarte Lights Camera Splashes, which is a favourite. So I'm going to put that on the lower lash line, curl my lashes, put mascara on top and bottom lashes, and I will be back so that we can go into the Cosmetics stuff for the face. So eyes are done, and I keep falling in love with it more and more the more I look at it. Now for the cheeks, I tend to go back and forth whether I apply bronzer and blush first. I think today I'm going to do the bronzer first because this is more of a liquid versus the bronzer being more of a cream. I am nervous though because the bronzer is very pigmented and I have not swatched this or looked at it in any way. So I am a bit nervous about how the colour is going to be for me. Yeah, it's going to be a decent colour. I do have to be careful though because it was very, very soft. The brush I'm using is just a contour brush from Real Techniques. I'm going to swipe the product onto the brush, I think, and go from there, because I want very little, and I'm gonna do my cheekbones, and I tend to do hollows and onto the actual cheekbone. I apply my bronzer very high. It's just the way I like it. I don't want too much. And then I blend that up to the cheekbone, up towards the eye, but also up towards the temples. I'm gonna do my temples and my forehead. And I follow my hairline a little bit down from the hairline, pretty much like one brush width of that, and then just drag that from center of the forehead down into the temples and down onto the cheek. And that's usually where I apply bronzer and how I tend to do it to get a very soft, natural looking finish. I also pull it back towards the hair to finish, to blend it in, and that's how I apply bronzer. This is gorgeous. This colour is really pretty. I'm not going to put anything on my nose. I normally do a little bit kind of like just across the bridge, but I am not going to do that. I'm going to instead potentially put blush on. So this is going to be my first time playing with the blush, and I'm a bit nervous because I've heard that it can be a little bit hard to use sometimes. That is a very pretty brown pink colour. I think it's going to work well. I'm going to apply it carefully and cautiously because I'm a bit worried about it. And I think I am going to try and do my fingers first. I do have the Duo Fiber contour brush from Real Techniques here that I do like for cream products. If I want to try it with that, I think I might do one cheek with my fingers and one cheek with this. But let's try with my fingers. And I apply blush very high on the cheeks. Okay, this is more pigmented than I expected. I apply blush kind of where you would apply highlighter, so on the cheekbone, and then I blend it back towards the hairline. I am unsure if I want to take it across the nose or not. I have not decided yet, but I do take it down towards the nose. Very high though in this area right here, and then I'm going to blend just a little bit down onto the cheek. Oh, that's gorgeous. That is really, really pretty. Let's try it with the brush on the other side just to see. Very carefully picking up like only a tiny bit. Okay, I will say I prefer my fingers with this. I do think the result is pretty either way, but I get more glow when I just use my fingers versus if I do a combination of the two. So here is with the brush and my fingers, and here is only with my fingers. It's like barely a hint of product on there. And I do the bridge of my nose like I would apply a bronzer. And then I connect it to the cheeks on both of the sides of my nose. That's really nice. And a really nice texture as well. This is how much I have left on my hand. Clearly for this colour, I think for me, I am for sure going to need like half a drop for my face because it is very intense, but it is very, very gorgeous. So I've brought out a couple of things for highlighter, but I don't think I need any. I think for the cheeks, the blush does the glow, and I am wearing a very glowy base to start with today. I do look very glowy on camera though, I can tell because I'm sitting right in front of a ring light, so my entire face just reflects. I have a tiny bit of powder here. What I'm using is pretty much translucent but not matte, and I'm going to just go over some areas of my face. And but I'm gonna do the sides of my nose, my upper lip. I'm dealing with a lot of breakouts and stuff on my chin and cheek due to both wearing a lot of masks and as well as being on my period. So I'm gonna just set those areas a little bit just between my eyebrows, and I think I'm gonna just let the rest of my face glow. But a makeup look is not done without lip products. I did not really know what I wanted, so I ended up picking up Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury. It's a nude pink on me, and I think that's kind of what the look needs. I didn't want anything super warm, I didn't want anything colourful, so I'm gonna do Pillow Talk. The final step I have is the setting spray. I'm going to do that when I turn the camera off because it doesn't add anything to the video. It just makes me even more glowy, which I don't really need, but I do like it. It's the NYX Dew Finish Setting Spray. I really like it. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I cannot get over how beautiful this eyeshadow is. I am so happy that I decided to purchase from Terra Moons, and this has definitely made me want more. I bought, I think, 13 eyeshadows from Terra Moons. This is only 2 of them, and I want more. That quality is great. They got all the way from the US to Norway with like zero issues. I hope you enjoyed the look as well. If you've tried any of Terra Moons eyeshadows or just indie brands in general, let me know what you think of them down below. I'm kind of always on the lookout for more independent brands to try. And as well, if you've tried anything from Cosmetics, I do have a lot more from Cosmetics. I ended up picking up 7 things. I was originally planning on 4 and it ended up being 7, so I'm going to show those in a haul that I'm going to film later this evening probably. I'm not sure when it's going to be up, but subscribe for those videos once they arrive. But I'm going to let you all go. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again soon. Bye!